Well, good morning. In case you hadn't noticed, I am not Melody. And if you did think I'm Melody, then it's maybe time for an eye exam. It is Mother's Day, so she is in bed still. And I got her coffee, so she's chilling. But today we're going to make her favorite breakfast dish, and that is Eggs Benedict. This is what I have out here right now. I melted a whole stick of butter. I'm just keeping it warm. 4 egg yolks. We have lemon juice. And we're gonna add in a little bit of salt and some pepper. So step 1 with the Hollandaise sauce is pretty much this. You need to temper the eggs. The eggs need to be tempered because if you don't temper them, you're pretty much gonna get scrambled eggs with a whole bunch of butter and lemon juice in it. So this is what you're gonna look like. You're gonna get an egg mess, just like that. And it's recommended a wire whisk and just whip the crap out of it. And what this does is it adds air into the eggs. And that's going to help make it nice and fluffy. And this is pretty much what my life is going to be like for the next 10 minutes. Here we have a boiling pot of water. And what this does is, it's a water bath type thing. It's going to help us bring the eggs up to temperature. You have to continuously stir, because if you don't, you're just going to end up with scrambled eggs. You kind of see the air bubbles in there creating. That's exactly what you want to see. But no matter what, keep stirring. And once it looks like it's getting some air into it, you're going to take it away from the heat for a second, and you're going to add in your lemon juice, which is about a teaspoon. You don't need a lot. It packs a whole bunch of flavor. And then you just keep stirring over the heat. Also a similar way if you put it in a food processor to make mayonnaise. But you see how it's starting to thicken up a little bit. That's what you want to see. That's the good stuff right there. Now we're going to turn to the butter. And the butter is already warm. Take it away from the heat so it doesn't curdle. The butter's already warm, so it's melted. You got a stick of butter in there. And what this is going to do is you want to add this in slowly. You got to keep stirring. In a little bit. You add in too fast, too hot, you're going to get scrambled eggs. And just keep going, a little bit at a time. This is going to incorporate it in there. Again, keep whisking. Bring it back to the heat. This is going to help thicken up. You don't want the water boiling. You can kind of see right there. It's just steaming. You don't need it boiling. It's just hot enough to heat the bottom of the bowl. And you whisk. So this is kind of how you tell it's done. You see how it's kind of thick when you're stirring it. You kind of see the bottom of the bowl there. Well, if you dip it up, and they say if you make a figure 8, and you kind of see how it kind of gels a little bit, that means it's done. Nice and thick. We're just gonna let this sit on the counter at room temperature, because we don't need it to cook anymore. It's good just like it is. That's perfect, nice and thick. Nice, and look at that, nice thick sauce. Almost like a semi-pudding type consistency. All right, we're done with that. The next step, to poach the eggs. I have never been good at poaching eggs, so this will be fun. Right now it's just water. And we're going to put in
vinegar.
Vinegar, I think this is the vinegar. Yeah, vinegar. You have water, you want it to just be under boiling. You don't want it to be boiling, because when you boil, it's gonna hit the eggs and it's gonna cause it to be basically egg spaghetti. This almost boiling water, you want it above 160 degrees to kind of really cook the eggs. I don't have a temperature gauge, so we're just gonna leave it like it is. This is vinegar. I don't know why you put it in, but that's what the instructions said. So we're just gonna do that. Basically you want to crack an egg into something like this size, so that way you're not cracking it into the water, so it could potentially be turned into egg spaghetti. So this is what you do. You have it a good temperature. Let's give this a shot. You just kind of just pour it in. So we ended up with 2 nicely poached eggs. This is kind of the consistency you want. The top part could look like a total mess, but if you push on it, you don't want it completely solid. You can have it completely solid if you don't like a runny egg, but when you cut into this, this is supposed to spill out over the English muffin and over the ham. So that's what we're gonna do right now. I got a hot pan. You want your ham cut kind of thick, not too thick, but kind of like a spiral ham would be you get from Honey Baked Ham. And we're just gonna put it on the pan. You're gonna hear it sizzle because it's a lot of water. I cut this one in the shape of a heart. No, it's not the Valentine's Day heart. It's actually an anatomically correct heart, the 4 chambers. So yeah, that's true love right there. Throw in a previously buttered English muffin. Get them nice and hot. Cook them up a little bit. Since the ham's already cooked, you don't need to cook it too much. You're basically just looking to get it nice and warm. Maybe a little crust on it. I'm not going to do an instructional video on how to toast up bread. I'm not going to do it. Thanks for watching Sweet Melodies. Don't forget to subscribe.